Oh man. Hopefully that's started. It's so sunny here, it's hard to tell. So people keep asking whenever I do these live things, every Sunday at 11 local time here, I've been doing a live thing. And one of the common questions is, hey Jaimie, whatever happened to your bulldozer? Or when are you going to get it? Or whatever. Oh yeah, that's it right there. Right there, right? Yeah. Yeah, I'm a little tired now. That's not all of it. That's just like, the main body and the wheels. And the sprockets are all in there. But the motor, all the chains, all those like 400 pounds worth of batteries, the solar panel on top, like basically all the guts are taken out of it. They're just, down there, so it was easier to move because I had to get it on a boat and then get it off a boat and drag it up here. Hopefully I'm holding this steady enough that the picture's coming in okay. Okay, I gotta move. I'm gonna go inside and take a breather for a second. I can put this thing in a spot where it'll actually stay still. So don't worry, just gonna pixelate for a minute while I'm running through the terrain. And my internet signal can't keep up with all that video information. Oh man. Okay, back inside. Where can I put this thing? Oh, right there. All right, it's not gonna fall. Oh, I'm sweaty. Yeah. So I went, oh, this is a beautiful place to put this. I'm always trying to find places to put this stupid tablet where it's gonna get good video. Right in front of the T. The only problem is it's might tip over. It seems to be all right. Anyway, this morning I went over to Deshana's place to get some of my stuff that's still over there. And yeah, I brought the tools to dismantle the bulldozer. I wasn't 100% sure I was gonna do it, but I got over there and I was like, what do I want the most? And the bulldozer was the thing I wanted the most. So I whipped out my tools and started taking it apart. And yeah, got it all apart. Well, enough of it apart that I could push it and kind of get it through out of her island. Because it was a little tricky because there are like gardens and stuff in the way that I can't run over. So I had to like dismantle it enough that I could move it by hand and, get it, wheel it between all the plants we don't want killed and lift it up over some stuff, over a wall. Anyway, got it on the boat, got it back here, just wheeled it up the hill. So now I have to figure out what I'm gonna do. I have all these, I could put all the guts back into it, just turn it. Did I film the dozer moved? I filmed a little bit of it, but mostly I was just moving it. But I did get a little bit of it. But now I have to figure out what I want to do with it. Do I want to put it together to be a bulldozer again? Which is pretty cool, but now I have all kinds of options. I don't really need a bulldozer right now. So I could turn it into like a I don't know, like front end loader or which is very similar to a bulldozer, or just like a faster moving like a car I can drive around. Because in bulldozer mode, it's geared down so much that it goes really slow, but like those wheels will just keep turning. Like even on dry ground, on gravel, if I hit up against something, I can't move those wheels. They just keep going. So it's geared down a lot. So it's super strong. Log puller, yes, that is a possibility. In which case, I could basically leave it in the same configuration and just not have the scoop on the front. Or, I mean, I could have the scoop on the front and just lift it up whenever I'm moving logs. But yeah, a log puller is definitely something that I was thinking about. But another really cool thing about the bulldozer is that it has its own power source. Like it's also a mobile power source. So like even if I just put it together up there as a bulldozer, before I get the lumber mill's power source set up, I could run it a little bit on the bulldozer power source. It doesn't have enough, it only has one solar panel, so it's not enough to keep up with the energy needs of the lumber mill, but it has, it has batteries. I could do one cut once in a while, just to test it out. Park it in the sun. It's up in the sun right now. It's up on the hill behind my house. Wait, let me just check these comments. I did see at least one question mark. Doze that bull. Yeah, I've been looking forward to you doing this. Me too. I've kind of been dreading moving the bulldozer because it seems like, it's this giant heavy thing. But, once I took the batteries out of it and the motor, that was a significant portion of the weight. And then I got all the chains off the sprockets, and then it was pretty movable. So yeah, it wasn't nearly as bad as I was thinking. When's the kid car going to be finished? It's right over there, and it looks amazing. I don't know. I know there's so many different projects I need to work on, and there's only one me. I need someone to make me a sandwich when I'm working, so I don't have to stop. Not a sandwich, whatever. Anyway, log handler to help moving around big logs for the mill. Yeah. Question, Jaimie, do you know what riv nuts are? If not, you need them in your life, and you will love them. A cross between a rivet and a nut. It sounds to me like a riv nut would be basically a rivet that's threaded on the inside, so you could screw stuff into it. Is that what it is? This sounds interesting. I'm gonna have to look this up. A riv nut. That totally sounds like it would be a rivet that when you put the rivet in, it's left as a nut, and you could put a bolt into it. Although, really, you could do that with any hole. You could just thread a hole. I don't know. I'm gonna have to look up riv nuts. I don't have anything to write with right now. Oh, how steep is the hill? Will it need tracks? Yeah, power to run the mill. I just pushed it up the hill, and it's kind of wet right now. I was slipping a little bit, but it wasn't that bad. So the hill behind my house is pretty steep, but I have this path going, gradually curling around the side of it, gradually going up. So the path is not that steep. So it could definitely get up and down the path, dry weather. Maybe even with a little bit of wetness. Park it in the sun. Yeah, it's parked in the sun. Wishing you wisdom and strength to overcome your battles. Oh, I don't even want to start on my battles. Oh, I'm working on it. I'm working on my battles. Shields up, keeping those boundaries. And what was the other thing I was supposed to see? BS detectors are at maximum. My BS detectors are fully at maximum. And man, there's a lot of BS in the world and in my life. And just there's a lot of BS, man. When history looks back on this time period, they're going to be like, ooh, Rock Age, Bronze Age, Iron Age, Electricity Age, Space Age, Information Age? No, it's going to be the bullshit age. Totally the bullshit age. Either that or the garbage age. Because we're our generation and just around this time, we're just making unbelievable amounts of garbage, which is kind of like bullshit. It's just filling the earth with bullshit. So just imagine 1,000 years from now when they look back, or even 10,000 years, and they're looking at the fossils and they're just like, well, this is such a strange conglomeration of items. They seem to have called it garbage back in the day. And it seemed to be the most prized possession because they kept making massive and massive. Their entire culture was thriving just on creation of this garbage, and we still haven't determined its use. We don't know why they valued it so much. Why did these ancient people value this garbage to such a degree that they spent unbelievable amounts of time worldwide creating this garbage? That's going to be funny. Oh, I would love to have a Jaimie clone. Could I get a female Jaimie clone? Ooh, that would be cool. Can you show progress with a mill? You mean the lumber mill? Yeah. I've gotten, I think I'm up to date on videos with the lumber mill right now. I put one up 2 days ago or something, 3 days ago. And that's where I am right now. The lumber mill, it's basically done. I just need to put it on the track. So all the cutting part and the moving left and right and up and down parts are done. There's obviously going to be little tweaks in here and there. But now I just need to build some kind of track, put wheels on the bottom that fit the track, and then I can wheel it back and forth, along the log. And that's basically it. other than obviously little tweaks and stuff that I'll have to figure out, but it's basically done. And I have some metal coming, and I can use some of that for the track. And by some of that, I mean a tiny amount. I kind of ordered a lot of metal, stainless steel and aluminum stuff, because someone sent me some Bitcoinage recently, and I was like, I should use some of that to buy some resources that will last and hold their value. It's always nice to have some of that kind of stuff in case if the dollar crashes or something, that I could still, if I needed to, sell some stainless steel pipes, because they're not going to lose value because they're just static objects. Riv nuts are great. Yes, threaded. Okay, riv nuts are threaded. Yes. Jaimie, you are spot on. They are fantastic. This is riv nuts, I think you're still talking about. Riv nuts are good if you don't already have enough meat to tap good threads. Yeah, that's what I was just thinking. Like if you have some sheet metal, you could just drill it out and tap it with some threads. But if you don't have enough material there, then you put a riv nut in. Yeah, it totally makes sense. I gotta get some of those. The video age, you're the man, Jaimie. Lumber mill will be computerized. Oh yeah, I'll be the computer. How's the dock? Oh, I finished the dock. It is the crappiest dock. Actually, no, it is not the crappiest dock I've ever seen. I've actually seen worse docks, but it was like a one-day dock. Not even. It was like, was it last Sunday when I was doing the live? I was like, I need to go do the dock. I got most of it done like that afternoon, and I did something else. And then the next day I just finished off the rest. So it's a pretty long little dock. I would take this to go show it, but I'm not sure my signal is going to reach over there. But I'm going to make a video of going to get all this metal material. So I'll definitely show the dock then. And I really hope those guys bring in the metal. Let me know the day before so I can be prepared, because I have to go get it. They're not going to drive it to my island, obviously. I need to go kind of far to get it. Oh, anyway, isn't there also a bridge? There is a bridge. The bridge is amazing. It reaches the other island now. How are you going to power the sawmill? Well, I want to power the sawmill directly from solar panels. So I'm going to have kind of a lot of solar panels up at once. It's not a super powerful lumber mill, so I don't need a ridiculous amount of solar panels, but good amount. It's funny when I talk about a lot of solar panels compared to someone who solar panels their normal people house, in the United States or something. It's not that much. Hope all is well. I'm out for a run in short. Keep adventure building and do your thing. Nice. How could the dozer incorporate into mill to make it over the top? I don't need it. I don't know. Nice surprise seeing you live today. Ah, yes, marvelous. Post a vid about the bridge. Someone sent me $2 for the riv nut fund. I'm gonna have to get some riv nuts. To be honest, I'm probably gonna go find some riv nuts and put them on my Amazon wish list and hope someone sends them to me. But then if someone doesn't, in a month, then I'll just buy them. Are you planning on a drip lubrication system for the saw blade? No, I'm not. Because, if I was doing a lumber mill, or not a lumber mill, a bandsaw blade, those get bound up in the wood a lot more than a circular saw. So with a bandsaw blade, that's another reason I wanted to do a circular saw blade, like a swing blade mill. Because with the bandsaw, you don't have to use lubrication. I never did. I actually just bent the teeth on the blade of my bandsaw so it would cut a fatter cut so it wouldn't get bound up even if the wood was swelling or whatever. But often people do use a drip lubrication on bandsaws. But I don't know of anyone who's doing that with a circular saw blade. Maybe someone does, but I'm not going to do that. Hopefully I won't need it. You will need a riv nuts gun to set them. Wow, I guess I'll have to find a riv nut gun too. I always thought I thought they should be called pullers. I always call them a rivet puller because they don't shoot. Well, they do kind of shoot. the thing pops, sometimes the stick out the back fires out, and you gotta watch, don't look down at the thing ever. You lose a freaking eye. But yeah, they're more for pulling, not shooting. So yeah, a rivet puller. I'm presuming a riv nut thing would work on the basically the same principle and would still pull. Yeah. So I'm sort of thinking right now that I'm just gonna put the bulldozer back together, clean it up, get some corrosion off, get all the dirt out of it, and make sure there's no bugs in it, and then just put it back together as a bulldozer. And then then I can think about if I want to change it into something else. But at least then I'll have like a mobile power supply that I can run my lumber mill with for a little while until I get the lumber mill actual power supply set up. Will you be using the sawdust from the mill? No, I was gonna throw that sawdust away. No, I definitely want to use the sawdust from the mill. Yeah, that's one of the reasons I want to cut wood here as opposed to doing it in the jungle. Because like I could do it with a chainsaw. I could even do it with an electric chainsaw and bring like some big battery with me. But anyway, if I'm cutting in the jungle, then all that wood dust is there. But if I do it here, I can keep all that wood dust, and it basically is more land, right? And I'm on an island. Anything that gets me more land, beautiful. So yeah, and the wood dust should be good for maybe for some soily stuff too. But I think I have to do something to wood dust. I don't remember now. Maybe I have to pee on it or something. I forgot. Will you be using what will you do with 12 pounds of cheese powder? Just saw on your wish list. 12 pounds? Oh my gosh. Well, here's my cheese powder right now. That's all I have left. I've broken this one. It's been like down to this level for like the last month, and I've just been trying to use as little as possible. But then a few days ago, my kids are like, "We want mac and cheese." Damn it, Dad! We want mac and cheese, and that is that. Well, that's not exactly what they said, but they're excited to get mac and cheese, and I was like, "All right, let's make some mac and cheese." And when you make it yourself, it's always better than the one from the box, because like the noodles are better. You can get the better noodles, and then the cheese powder. I don't know. This is better. Oh, cheese powder for pasta. Oh, wood dust should be good for compost and in the chicken coop, the chicken poop. I don't have a chicken coop here yet. I don't want animals until I'm growing enough food to feed them. And I really need to do a lot to the soil first. And my neighbor, the guy who came, basically my new best friend, he came to live here, and he's on one of my islands right now. He's been doing some experiments with soil and getting a lot of good progress. So I need him to show me how to make my soil amazing. What kind of devices will you use to move logs to the mill? I don't know. Maybe what are those things? Are they log dogs? Those like handly things that kind of hook into the wood and into a log, and then you can roll the log and you use another one. It's kind of like ratcheting a log along the ground. I definitely should have some of those. And then just make sure that in the jungle I have like a 10-foot wide path. I think that's the size of boards that I need, 10-foot long boards. Well, I need a few longer ones, but for the most part, 10-foot long boards is sufficient. And then I don't know what else I'll use. I'm the main device, I guess. Wood dust should be good for compost. Okay, I read that. Cheese powder pasta. Is there enough leaf litter on the jungle floor to rake up for compost? Yeah, there is, totally. And I might do that. So far, well, okay, see the back wall of my house here? Oh, you can actually see my back door. My back door is right there. If you go at the back door, there's a concrete wall there. And it almost, well, you can see the ground level up here, right about there. So that's like just a big concrete wall that wraps around the house. So there's basically an alleyway behind my house. That's, it's a decent width. You can walk through, and 2 people could walk through easily. But that collects leaves. So every weekend I sweep that out and just get a lot of leaves, and I push them over into the gardens and stuff. Just mix sawdust into your compost pile. And yes, peeing on the pile is great. Well, I love peeing. I pee every day. Excellent. Question, what else can you do with sawdust? I work next to an MDF board factory, got unlimited free sawdust. Well, you could use it to build land. Oh, did my thing get stuck again? Come on, wake up. Well, you can do this thing. I just had to switch my camera. It's looking at the tube that's holding the camera up. Well, if you pack sawdust into like a steel can, and there's a hole in the bottom of the steel can, and you pack it in there with a stick running down the middle, and then you pull the stick out, you'll end up with a steel can with packed sawdust in it and a hole going right through the middle. Now, if you light it, you might have to, put some flammable stuff up through the hole. But if you light it and get it lighting, it'll burn up through the middle of the hole and make like a pretty cool little stove that'll burn hot and for a while. You can also just do that by drilling a hole in a piece of decent wood. So, but yeah, there's lots of stuff you can do with sawdust. I'm surprised the MDF factory doesn't make pressed boards with their sawdust. Yeah, Jaimie, check out the. Oh no, this stupid thing just moved. Oh, it's called a PV, right? Okay, wait. Jaimie, check out the Johnson SU composter. You can compost biomaterial without turning it. I don't turn it anyway. You don't really need to turn it here because like it's so warm and it rains so much. Like things compost pretty fast. Even my friend who's staying on my land over there, he's doing a lot of composting to get the soil better. And at first he was like doing all this turning and stuff. And then he was like, dude, you don't have to do anything here. It's so warm and it rains a lot. It just composts so fast on its own. It's called a PV for rolling logs. Yes, a PV, that's what I was talking about. And an electric winch and some cable can move logs nicely, right? Well, then I have to carry around an electric winch and a cable and a battery, but I can pull things. So I'd rather have like some pulleys that, but if I make a decent path, I should be able to roll along. I might even make like some kind of wheels that I can put a log on and kind of like use it like a giant log wagon, unless I get to an uphill part, in which case I have to wrestle it or whatever. But although in that case, if I have two wheels on a log and it's balanced fairly well, kind of like a chariot, and I have both wheels like have a lock thing on them so they can only travel forward, then I could, like if I'm going up a hill, I could just wiggle left and right, and one wheel would go forward a little, and then that one would get caught. I could push the other one, like turn it the other way, the other wheel would get caught, and just kind of wiggle it up a hill. And as long as the wheels can only turn forward, as long as it exceeds the catch on one of the ratchets, it'll keep moving forward, And then, a lot of moving stuff is just along pretty flat ground. And if there's any like lumps or whatever, they get mashed down pretty fast. But I don't know, I want to figure out, how to do it without complication as much as possible. I'm a doer, gotta run. Best of luck. I'll watch later. Beauty, Dan. Yeah, go do stuff. A 12-volt winch from a 4x4 might be good for dragging logs home. Yeah, I mean, I can get a helicopter too. But yeah, I don't want to get an electric thing that I have to carry around a battery and all this stuff. Or they make stuff with MDF. I think it's a cabinet factory rather than MDF factory. Oh, 5 pounds of cheese dust incoming. Oh my gosh. Oh, I'm so excited about cheese dust. I also like that you call it cheese dust. Yeah, I like the cheese dust. I mean, it's always, I do get cheese now and then when I go to the store, but it's always nice to have, like, it's really nice to just have a thing, just a dried, here, I'll even plug them a little. That's the cheese dust I've gotten. I don't even know if you can see the name of it. I don't know, but it seems pretty good. But it's always nice, when you live off grid out in the middle of nowhere, it's nice to have dry food, because then, it's a thing you can always have. So like a day that I go to the store, maybe for the next couple days, I could have fresh cheese from the store if I keep it in a cooler and keep it cold. But then, yeah, in just normal days, my kids are like, I want mac and cheese, or oh man, we're dying for pizza. Like, I can't make pizza, but I could definitely make calzones with cheese powder. Totally is good. Oh, totally beautiful. All right, what do we got here? Tomaters has a question. Tuesday streams now. Yeah, this wasn't planned or anything. It was just on the lives, people are always asking about the bulldozer, and I was like standing up there, catching my breath. I'm still sweating. And I was just like, oh, I have to go show this right now. So for anyone who just got here, I started the live up on my hill there, where I now have my bulldozer. It's kind of taken apart. I got to go put it together. Hi, Jaimie. It's not Sunday, Considered growing cabbages. Yes, I definitely want to grow cabbages. Cabbages. I want to grow like all the food. If you tunnel into the mountains opposite the back door of your house to create a secret bunker, it would provide a lot of soil to increase the ground level. Well, it would. And unfortunately, if I were to ever create a secret tunnel behind my house into that hill, I don't think I could tell anyone about it. I don't think I could even make a video about it. I would just have to not say anything. And then people would be like, hey, Jaimie, why aren't you making videos right now? What are you spending all your time doing? And I'll be like, stuff. When you get the saw ready, do you have enough trees to make the first floor? Oh, I totally have enough trees, yeah. I have a whole bunch of land on one of the main islands, like right near here. No, I couldn't throw a rock that far, but yeah, it's not that far. But it's like 24, 25 acres. And there's enough wood there that I can just find fallen trees and do all my wood needs. I wouldn't even have to cut down a tree. In fact, there's a fallen tree that I was looking at the other day, because it's a tree I've been stepping over for years. And it's just been looking pretty much the same. It's got no bark on it. It's got a little bit of green moss on the surface. But I was like, what is it up with this tree? Is it rotting or what? So I poked it with my machete and it was solid, really solid. So I might be able to get some logs out of that. And it was pretty thick too. And it should be, dryish. And if it's been sitting there for that long and it's still solid, it's probably some kind of pretty good wood. But, I'll have to investigate it, of course. Probably have to take off, the outer centimeter or something. Sawdust mill, for most part, lower the pH level. pH value, good for the larger type of the American blueberry. Ooh, can I grow those tropically, though? Because there are a lot of berries that won't grow here. And if I have clay soil, that's going to be low pH, isn't it? I don't know, I have to look up some of this stuff. You can get a dolly that the tree hangs inside of, then attached to an ATV or a quad bike. Well, I don't have that. No reason why you couldn't make one of these and attach it to Jaimie. Oh, you were way ahead of me. Yeah, so that's basically what I was talking about making a wheel thing that a log can rest in. And then, I could just drag it, push it, whatever. And if I make the wheels ratcheting so they can only go forward, if I get to a hill, I can just wiggle it back and forth and get the wheels to keep locking in place and drag it up that way. Or, I can just yank it really hard, move it a little bit, and it won't go backwards. Oh, good thinking. Jaimie, hope all is well. Well, not all is well, but, a lot of things are well. But, there's always starving people and a-holes in the world, and, there's some terrible stuff, but there's some good stuff too. And I'm doing my best to someone sent me cheese money, $5 cheese money. Thanks, Mark. That is amazing. They make a two-wheeled thing to hook up to the front boat trailer so you can by hand. Okay, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, a thing that you attach to the front of a boat trailer so you can wheel it around. Cheese money, I donate to that. Well, thank you, Tomaters. Well, now I've got cheese money. I gotta go get cheese. They also make cool winches that replace the bar chain. Oh, so you can run it on a chainsaw. Then you can use your chainsaw for more than one purpose. Do you want to hear my porpoise joke? Okay, well, now it might be a little bit wrecked. But one day, Donnie, he was driving around on his dolphin, and he crashed right into this sea turtle. Bam! Crashed. And then after, he was telling his friend Katie, "Hey, Katie, you know, I was driving around on my dolphin. I crashed right into this sea turtle." And Katie said, "Oh, what a terrible accident." And Donnie said, No, it was on purpose." Yeah. If you could get enough Dyneema to reach to the top of the hill and back to the bottom, would be excellent to winch them to the top of the hill from the bottom, or perhaps halfway for 2 stages. Well, I'm not that worried about getting logs up the hill here, because it's a pretty shallow angle. It's uphill, but it's not that steep. I should be able to get stuff up there. I'm more thinking of getting stuff out of the jungle to the boat, which is going to be a lot farther, because I mean, there are some trees near the water, but like I don't know where the trees I want are going to be. The one I was talking about earlier, that's on the ground, that's been there for a while, is still solid. It's like 300 meters in. So yeah, and it's on unmanicured terrain. I'm excited for all the projects you have planned and for boat driving videos. Well, I'll have to do more boat driving videos. Do I need to do a boat driving video every time I go to town? Because I go like every week or two. Like every 2 weeks. I don't know, it depends. If I need stuff, like when I was working on lots of concrete stuff, I was going every week for a while there. LOL, you're great. Oh, well, thanks, Shadowmancer. Now, anytime you don't post, people will wonder if you're working on your secret tunnel lair. Have you managed to make progress on dragon scales? Yeah, I haven't worked on the dragon scales for a while, just because, oh, you know what? Today would be a good day to do it, because it's cloudy. Yeah, it's totally cloudy right now. Today would be today to go work on the dragon scales. Although it did rain earlier, it might rain again. I don't know. Either way, it doesn't matter, because I got to do something with this bulldozer. It's just sitting out there uncovered. I have to at least put the cover on it. But I think I might just put it back together and use it for a mobile power source anyway. All aspects of you felling trees and making lumber is going to be good content. Excellent. Jaimie equals lit. Am I lit? I might be feeling pretty decent right now. You could just shoot steroids until you're like the Incredible Hulk. Well, you know, there was one time, it was after university, and I was finished training for track and field. I wasn't doing competitions anymore or anything. And I was like, you know what? I kind of want to see if I can get huge. And when I was running, I would be like 180 pounds. Like that's when I was like running distance and stuff, which is kind of unusually heavy for like a distance runner, but I always held a lot of weight. It was funny because if those little distance guys tried to push me, they just bounced off, which was great. But anyway, when I was doing decathlon, I was like 190 to 200 pounds, you know, doing all the power events. And then after I was done, I was like just seeing if I could gain weight. I was still running some, so I had to eat tons and tons of food. And I was just like exercise, like working out a lot. And I got up to 211. That was the highest that I ever actually weighed myself on a thing. And I was just like I couldn't even stand normally. I was just like, brrr. And I know people are a lot bigger than that, but it was kind of weird. But I let that go because I had to eat so much food to maintain that. So like I can get bigger. It's just the amount of food I would have to eat to do it is just not worth it. And you know, I'd have to cut down the amount of stuff I do. Like right now I'm at a good weight. Like I'm strong. I'm stronger than I look. I'm always stronger than I look. And I'm very strong right now, and I can still run long distances. I can still get in the pedal boat and like go 8 hours. And you know, I've still got endurance, and you know, everything's functional. This is like a good weight for me, like 190 to 200 pounds. I'm probably about 190 right now. Oh, that's pounds. Kilograms is like 85 or 90. And I would never do steroids, but I know what you're talking about. I would expect a wooden boat next. Oh, I don't want to do wood boats. I am thinking about doing an aluminum boat. Would you still recommend Panama people who look for land? Yeah. Like there are difficulties here, but like compared to the United States or Canada or England, France, like a lot of countries that I've spent time in, oh, so much worse. Panama is so much better than all those places in terms of just the amount of freedom you have. And, just the climate is amazing. Like I've got banana trees and they're making bananas, like amazing. And you can still find areas that are remote enough that you can get pretty cheap land. I mean, there's a lot of areas like that. So yeah, I would say Panama is a pretty good place to move to. Depends what you're looking for, of course. Where is the Killdozer? Did you miss the beginning of this video? Because at the beginning of this, I was up with the bulldozer. It was not a Killdozer. Good one, Jaimie, LOL. Did you hear about the guy who peed on a dolphin? He did it on purpose. Oh, man. Keep up the good work, Jaimie. I've been following you since the giant robot time. And now every time I'm creating something, I ask myself, what would Jaimie do now? Well, that's sometimes a good thing to ask, because sometimes I make stupid mistakes. But thank you. I'll take that as a compliment. Is Bulldozer at the cathedral now? Yes. In case you missed the beginning of this, the Bulldozer is up on the hill. This is why I'm so sweaty right now. Now I'm just sweaty because I was sweaty. I'm not sweating anymore. But I got the Bulldozer here. I pushed it up the hill. I pushed it because it didn't have the motor or the batteries in it. Because I took it apart. I took all the heavy stuff out of it, basically, so I could get it out of where it was and onto my boat and here. And now I think I'm going to go put it back together. And I should probably go do that in a minute. I hope the aluminum sheet required for the new boat is on order. That will be a great build. It is on order. It's coming hopefully this week or next week. I kind of wish they would give me an estimate. That would be really nice. All right, camera, what are you doing again? Come on, wake up. Not that anyone has to see my silly head. Ever had any earthquakes there? Yeah, we've had some little earthquakes. You look like Dr. House. Is that the guy, House MD, who's like, oh, am I stuck again? My internet must be getting slow. Gasoline plus foamcrete. Did you test this? No, I've never put gasoline on foamcrete. What does it do? Start revving up or something? I don't know. What is that? Gasoline and foamcrete. Okay, I have to look up riv nuts and gasoline and foamcrete. Build a logging work sled to drag logs behind the dozer. Any tsunami preparedness plans? Oh, someone asked about earthquakes. So we've had some small earthquakes, like ones you would definitely notice, like definitely noticeable. Like you would not notice it, but nothing that was like devastating. How tall am I? I'm like 6 feet, 6'1", right in there. It's like, oh crap, 190 centimeters-ish? I'd have to look up it. I'm like between 6 feet and 6'1", like 6 feet, like half an inch or something, or maybe 3/4, I don't know. I've been recycling a bunch of styrofoam to build my skate park. Whoa, and have been super inspired by your creations. Thanks for answering our questions. That's cool. If you make a skate park, can you totally show us? Because like, I would love to see that, because I've been thinking about making a skate park and like a bike drive, and like I want to see it. I would love to see it. Whatever happened to that salvaged fiberglass sailboat? Oh, it's over there. Did the bulldozer, use the bulldozer as an anchor and a winch. Oh, I could use that as an anchor. I could use the bulldozer as an anchor. It's really heavy. I could tie a rope to it, throw it off my boat. I won't go anywhere then. That's not what you mean. Attach a cable to your drive wheel. Whatever happened to that big boat yacht you towed back what is everyone? So that big sailboat, it's partially sunk at Deshana's house right now. It may still be recovered, but I took the masts off it. So this is one piece of the mast, which is holding up the third floor, which is not really made yet. And then my lumber mill has a whole bunch of pieces from the other mast from that boat. And then I got a whole bunch of stainless steel cable that's in my house and stuff like that. like all off that sailboat. Question. Wait, L? L is the question? I must be missing something. Putting tin up on my garage right now. Oh, just walked in and seen Jaimie on. Oh, we'll go put your roof on, man. I should go and finish putting my bulldozer back together. All right, what is this? Don't keep getting stuck. My camera keeps getting stuck here. Thank you for answering my question. I'm looking for land coming from Europe. Thanks, mate. Well, yeah, if you want to send me an email, I can maybe, I don't know if I have any useful information, but my email is down in the description here. It should be. What's the temperature like in your Styrocrete dome? The temperature in here is like pretty much always amazing. Like, even though I have sweat on me, that was from before when I was pushing the bulldozer up the hill. I'm not sweating now. It's always a really comfortable temperature in here. It's always really nice. It makes total sense to take a slow grinding electric motor for a little bulldozer like that. It's like effing lit. Good luck. Great update. Congrats on dozer relocating. Does gasoline dissolve the foam? Yeah, it probably would. How tall are you? Since you mentioned your weight, yeah, like 6'1"-ish, just a little under 6'1". 6 feet 1 inch, like 6 feet half or 3/4 of an inch. Hi, hey Jaimie. Thanks for all the inspiration. Discovered you when you made your first lumber mill. Wow, that was a while ago, yeah. Crazy to see you building another one leveled up. Small electric solar bulldozers are the future. Yeah, I'm not even sure if I'm going to keep it as a bulldozer, because it's got all the parts there to do so many different things. I could turn it into just like a car to just drive around, or like what's that thing called? A dump truck. I don't know. I could do a lot of different things with it. So I'll have to figure out what I need. Bulldozer. All right, I should get out of here. I'm going to keep reading these forever. Wait, here's a question. Are you going to make the geodesic steel dome for the dock? I ordered enough pipes to do it. It would be awesome to pull that huge boat out of the water using pulleys. Yes. Could you scrap the half-sunken sailboat? What does that mean, like scrap it? Like cut pieces off it? I did take a lot of things off it. Turn it into an electric boat. I'm not going to turn the bulldozer into an electric boat because I already have electric boats. Whoa, Joe Blow had a huge earthquake recently. Oh, I hope it's a good thing your house didn't fall down. Good thing, man. All right. How's the bridge coming on? Good. Set the bulldozer up as a power plant with different attachments. Yeah, if nothing else, if I just put the bulldozer back together as it was, it's a mobile power source, so I can use it for whatever. But I'm going to go and put that dang thing back together. If you want to know what I'm talking about, go back to the beginning of this video. It was in the background. I tried to hold the camera really steady so it wouldn't get all pixely, even though I'm sending this through the internet. Okay, I think I'm going to just go put the bulldozer back together now. Everyone, have an excellent day. Over and out. What did I miss here? What to stop stream? Why does it always ask me if I'm sure? Yeah.